Let's bring in Rod Dennis, who is from the RAC. Rod, good to have you with us and good morning. So, what's your advice to drivers who are dealing with the getaway? Obviously, the roads are going to be busy because more people will be using them, but with strikes compounding the busyness.
Yeah, really, strikes have been the tail of this Christmas getaway, I think, Kamali. I think, lots and lots of people heading away over the next couple of days. Our research here at the RAC suggests that the bulk of drivers will actually cram their getaway trips into the 23rd and the 24th, and around about 40% of all getaway trips taken on those 2 days. And clearly, one of those days, or at least one of those days, actually is covered by at least a rail strike, and clearly those national highway strikes as well. So it's a pretty difficult picture for drivers, I think, this year. The message, as usual, is plan your trip carefully. Try to avoid the busiest periods through the course of the day if you can. That normally means getting away as early as you can in the morning, or leaving your trip until later in the afternoon. And obviously just make sure your car's not going to let you down as well. We've seen a huge rise in breakdowns in the last few weeks, partly brought about by the very cold weather, but that's continuing through here now as well. So, nobody wants to break down at the best of times, but when we're all trying to get away to see friends and loved ones, making sure your tyres, oil, coolant, those sorts of things are all at the levels they should be, should hopefully guarantee a more straightforward trip.
So that's it. Check the car to make sure it's functioning properly. And just give us those timings again. I'm asking for a friend, my sister, who is on her way down in a couple of days.
Yeah, we're expecting 40%, the bulk, that's a large proportion of getaway trips to be crammed into the 23rd and the 24th, around about 8 million separate leisure trips by car over those 2 days. And the times to avoid are really the middle of the day. You want to head out as soon as you can in the morning, ideally sort of by 7 o'clock in the morning, sort of get on the road, or leave your journey until later in the morning, or even later into the afternoon, actually, to try to avoid the worst of the queues. The reason we have the jams we do is because everyone's on the road at the same time, and people tend to get up slightly later when we're sort of moving into sort of Christmas mode. So if you can get up nice and early and get out on the road, you're more likely to have a straightforward trip, I think.
And a thought from you, Rod, then on the strike by workers from the Highways Agency. They're staggering it in different parts of the country. How will that affect motorists?
We hope that's not going to affect them too badly, actually. It is obviously some operators who work in some of their control centres who are striking, but it's clearly part of a much bigger picture. And in fact, the research we did here at the RAC suggested it's the rail strikes that will have a bigger impact of people. We spoke to around about 2,000 drivers, 2,000 people rather, last week, and around about a fifth of them said that their getaway trips for Christmas have been directly impacted by the rail strike, and that they were having to move into road, car-based transport instead. A figure that rose to nearly 4 in 10 young people. So that just shows just how sensitive that particular group is to what's happening on the railways at the moment. Clearly, that's only part of Christmas Eve that's going to be affecting people, but the whole sort of message from the public transport sector of do not travel because of short notice cancellations and things is only going to really force more people into their cars. People this year who clearly want to make sure they have a proper sort of Christmas and get away from that in the normal way. And I think that's what people are still going to do.